What's going on, geeks and gamers? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and today I'm coming to you with another character from the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Now, the reason that I got the idea to do this character specifically is related to a video that Mark the Cyborg did on this channel in his playthrough and review of Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. The reason that's so relevant is because for the first time in years, that game is being ported to the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4 to these new consoles. So this game was originally released in 2002, and now it's becoming available, and there's a lot of people that are really excited about it. That kind of tells you, how important and how much those games mean to people from LucasArts before, Disney took over and got rid of LucasArts. But what I wanted to talk to you about is the protagonist from that game, and one of the most badass characters you're ever going to find in Star Wars, and that's Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn was a Force-sensitive human born 23 years before the Battle of Yavin, or BBY, to farmers from Sullen, the colony moon of Sullust. After the death of his mother, Katarn enrolled in the Imperial Academy at Karita, one of the only ways to get an education when living in the Outer Rim. During a raid of a rebel base, Katarn had premonitions that resulted in saving the lives of several team members. It was then that he began to suspect his Force potential. He met a rebel agent there, Jan Ors. Though on opposite sides, they had an immediate connection, and he spared her life and that of several other rebels. Unfortunately, Katarn soon learned of his father's death in a suspected rebel raid. Thinking of the rebels he had spared while on mission, Katarn felt guilt and hatred toward them. That is until another chance run-in with Jan Ors, along with Lando Calrissian, showed him that in fact it was Imperials who staged the attack that killed his father. This led Katarn to defect, going with Jan to be introduced to Mon Mothma, leader of the Rebel Alliance. He became a part-time mercenary, part-time rebel spy. He took part in several rebel operations, the most important one being the retrieval of one part of the plans for the first Death Star. These plans were combined with several other pieces to create the complete plans, which would be used to eventually destroy it. After the Battle of Yavin, Katarn again partnered with Jan Ors to investigate a new Imperial plot, the Dark Trooper Project. After a series of close calls with Jabba the Hutt, Boba Fett, and an undercover trip to Vader's flagship, Katarn was able to destroy the Dark Trooper Project for good. Around 5 years after the Battle of Yavin, Katarn was visited by the spirit of the recently perished Jedi, Ku Ran, a Jedi Purge survivor. Learning of his heritage, his Force powers, and the strange story of the Valley of the Jedi, Katarn picked up Ran's old lightsaber and began his Jedi path. It was then he discovered the death of Katarn's father had not been by normal Imperials, but instead by a dark Jedi named Jarek, when he refused to reveal the location of the Valley of the Jedi, site of an ancient battle between Jedi and Sith and a strong Force nexus. Kyle tracked Jarek, trying to hunt him down and prevent him from draining the Force nexus for his own evil gains. Throughout this ordeal, Katarn struggled with stepping down the path of the dark side, with anger for his father's murder driving him. In a pitched battle, Katarn came to the realization that no matter how many steps you take towards darkness, a true Jedi decides to stand in the light. After traveling to the Valley of the Jedi, he faced Jarek, barely resisting the temptation of the dark side. He was forced to kill Jarek and free all the souls that had been trapped in the valley. Now an agent of the New Republic, Katarn went on to work with Mara Jade. They worked out a strange reciprocal apprenticeship, both acting as the master and the apprentice, learning different things from each other, and learning from each other's strengths. On Dromund Kaas, Katarn again was nearly lost to the dark side, almost killing Mara Jade in a duel, before once again at the last moment, stepping back to the light. Katarn, who was training intermittently at Luke Skywalker's Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4, had seen two other students fall to the dark side, and he gave up his Jedi training, cutting himself off from the Force, and returned to his mercenary work with Jan Ors. After a new group of Dark Force users known as the Reborn made their presence felt in the galaxy, the Dark Jedi Desan captured and staged the death of Jan. Kyle, knowing he would need his Jedi skills to get even, reconnected with the Force. After interrogating his apprentice Tavion, he tracked down Desan, discovering Jan was still alive and rescued her, but discovered Desan's plot to attack the Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. Rushing into the Academy, Kyle helped defend it, finally confronting Desan. Now comfortable in the light, Kyle tried to sway Desan back to it as well, to no avail. He defeated Desan, and Luke Skywalker promoted him to the rank of Jedi Master. Charged now with the training of other Padawans, Jaden Korr and Rosh Pennon, they investigated another dark side threat, the the cult of the Disciples of Ragnos, led by former Dasan apprentice Tavion. Katarn's Padawan Rosh fell under the sway of Tavion, falling to the dark side. Katarn and his Padawan Jaden Kor were able to eliminate the cult, finding Rosh Pennon and drawing him back into the light. After this, Katarn would go on to become the Jedi Battle Master, in charge of all lightsaber instruction and training in the new Jedi Order. During the Yuzong Vong War, Katarn went on to fight the invaders and was one of several Jedi to become seed partners with the strange living ships on the living world of Zanama Sekad for the final battle. He professed his love and proposed to Jan numerous times, but was always rejected, not for lack of love, but being uncertain which day would be their last. After the war, Katarn would finally be placed on the Jedi Council. During the Second Galactic Civil War, Katarn was given the near-impossible task of killing or capturing Jacen Solo, who is now Darth Kaidos. Katarn led a group of other knights and Padawans against the powerful Sith Lord. Matched in skill and forced to alter his fighting to protect the weaker members of the team, Katarn was tricked by Kaidos and was impaled with a lightsaber through his chest. But the true secondary purpose of this mission was to distract Kaidos long enough to plant a tracking device on him, which would eventually lead to his downfall. Nearly dead, with a punctured lung and infectious plague due to being dragged through the sewers, Katarn somehow managed to escape death once again. With a gruff exterior, yet an inner thoughtfulness, Kyle Katarn was highly respected by all in the Jedi Order. A powerful warrior and feared duelist, Katarn was instrumental in the training of all Jedi in lightsaber combat and was a trusted advisor to Grandmaster Luke Skywalker. His frequent brushes with the dark side, his well-rounded force abilities, and his knack for overcoming all odds have made Katarn a Jedi legend. Kyle Katarn is such a huge and well-respected figure from the Star Wars Expanded Universe. He's one that you see a lot of memes about because he's kind of like the Chuck Norris of the Star Wars Expanded Universe. He can pretty much do anything. He definitely goes through a lot of struggles. You heard about him when I was talking about it earlier. He had a lot of brushes with the dark side. And his, kind of well acquaintance with the dark side is one of the things that eventually down the line, when his Padawan falls to the dark, he's able to understand and sympathize and be patient with that because he knows what a struggle it was for himself and how he was eventually able to find his way out of it, with the help of Luke Skywalker's constant teaching and Luke Skywalker constantly believing in him, even maybe when he didn't deserve it. The Star Wars Expanded Universe is full of characters just like Kyle Katarn, who people have such a great love for. And I really hope that, like I said, with this release of Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, I think that there's a lot of positivity about it and a lot of people that are wanting to get it. So it is available now for the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. About 6 or 8 months from now, they're going to release the sequel to this game, which is Jedi Academy. I think that with the excitement for a lot of these games, as well as the recent release of Marvel 108 and the potential to get future Legend stories, I think it's a really awesome time to be a fan of the Star Wars Expanded Universe. And with every video I do on this channel and my own, I get more and more people who are getting back to it, specifically because of characters just like Kyle Katarn. But what do you guys think? Did you know about Kyle Katarn before this? Do you think he's a badass just like I do? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.